Jim, you've extended your stay at the football club for another year. First of all, are you pleased to get that all sorted and boxed off?
Yeah, very much so, Greg. Been a long summer of waiting. Difficult year communication-wise because there's been so much turnover at the club, above playing level, above sort of playing staff level. So a lot of the guys out of contract had to be patient in terms of communication, while positions were changing hands, I think, and there's new guys coming to help the club now. So just glad, it's so close to pre-season now. Glad to come in, get things done, and be able to settle down the focus now on attacking next season.
When we communicated that you were offered a player-coach deal a few months back, of course, can you sort of explain a bit more about that, what will entail this season?
Yeah, it's going to be new to me, but I know a lot of real forward-thinking clubs within the game are doing it now. Player-coach type roles, to sort of integrate youth into first team. My friend, I think Brighton have been doing it. Liverpool have been doing it. A lot of the big clubs are going down that route with their under-23s. That they're bringing a player-coach on board to help integrate 23s into first team. So I think the top and bottom of it is that ultimately, getting changed very much as a player every day, still training every day as a player, and still competitively pushing for a place within the team. There's still very much a playing side to my contract, and I'm looking to support all the players, but maybe more specifically support the players in my position, help them with my experience to be aware as quickly as possible of what the staff want, what the manager wants, try and integrate new players, current players, as quickly as possible into this season's ideas. And I think I can't say that I'm fully clear on my role, but I think I'm somewhere in between playing and coaching, but I think ultimately my focus lies still on the playing side and being on the training pitch every day with the players. Is
it something that excites you, that side of it, and something that potentially you will want to go down when your playing career does eventually come to?
Yeah. It's interesting. I think I feel very, very fortunate to have been, given this opportunity. A lot of players at my point in the game, would exit the game at this stage or maybe even before now, and then maybe look purely for a position within a coaching structure somewhere, or they change minds totally and they go down a different route in their lives. But I feel like it's quite fortunate, and it's definitely a transition type role, whereby I'm maybe getting experience on the coaching side of things. It's been sort of advertised like coaching and mentoring, so I'm getting some experience on that side of things with the coaching staff, but still getting to do what I came into the game to do, 19 years ago, whatever it was now, to play, and hopefully still get over that line on a Saturday if we can, still get that winning feeling. I didn't get to play too much last year, but I was always clear on my job that I was here to support all the guys and all the guys in my position, and support the manager and the staff where possible. I always try to do that. Would I love to play more? Yes, I would, but I'm a realistic, and is my role ultimately probably about helping the whole group more than myself now? Yeah, it definitely is. So I feel fortunate. I think I've probably forgot what the question was that you asked me because I'm rambling on about the role, but I feel fortunate to be given the opportunity to be given this role, and I'm looking forward to starting.
Just on the playing side of things, of course, as well, last season didn't end out any of us wanted it to, but looking forward to the League Two season ahead of us now, do you and the rest of the players and the staff feel confident that we can give League Two a really good go?
I do, yeah. I think we've retained some very good players, some players who comfortably performed at League One for a number of years, and we still hold some real assets within the club. I think some that we were still under contract, and some that we've managed to get under a new contract. So that's very good for us moving forward. I think that was would have been the manager and the club's priority, which I think is right. And those players, along with the management team as well, I think are going to be real assets in League Two. And I think that continuity after a relegation is a rare thing in football these days. I don't often see manager retention or even player retention after a relegation. There's normally big clear outs, and I think that we can really, benefit from the continuity of keeping everything together despite a relegation. And I think, there'll be a bounce from last season, especially the way we finished the season. I thought, we were playing some brilliant stuff towards the end. It may have just been a little too late for us to actually stay up in that division, but it's not necessarily too late to take that into this season and start the season on the hop.
For yourself, it'll be your 7th season at the club that you're heading into now, over 200 appearances for Rochdale. It's been a big part of your career, hasn't it?
Massive, and it's a big part of my heart now, the club. And I find myself taking an interest in the bigger picture of the club as much now as I do the actual playing side. I'm highly interested to know the new chairman, the new directors. I want to know what they're about. When I've been in today signing my new contracts, I'm well aware of what a contract looks like these days, and I know what I'm signing. But today has been as much about like what are those guys like? Where are we going? What's the direction for the club? Is this something the fans can all get behind this season? Because it's about the bigger picture, and I think once you get past a few years at a club, and then you get past 5 years at a club, like I have, you know everybody personally. I think across all the levels, boardroom, management, and players obviously, and you're interested in the bigger picture. You want to know, is this something that's moving forward? Because ultimately I've been here a long time because I want to be here a long time, and because I've been fortunate enough that the club has kept me here a long time. But you want to know, is that something that can continue for another 7 years? Is this something good that I want to be part of moving forward? It's become kind of my club. I'm in it with the fans now, I think, based on the time I've spent here. So it's a big part of me. It's a big part of like my daughter's life and stuff like that. The big fans themselves. So my wife's been here throughout. Without me, it becomes part of your life. So very interested in the new direction. I've been pretty impressed today meeting everybody, and like I said to a previous question, I feel very privileged to have been here 7 years, and I'd like to be here for 7 more good moving forward years with the club.
You've just mentioned the fans there. How excited are you and the rest of the lads to potentially have them back in the ground this year?
Yeah, totally. Hated last year, if I'm being honest. Hated the feeling of empty stadiums, shouts echoing off the back of stands, coming back onto the pitch. I'll be honest, I've never enjoyed playing in reserve games, never enjoyed empty stadiums, and last year was like reserve games, despite the fact that there was real points on the line, there was jobs on the line, there was money and aspirations on the line, and relegations ultimately, which we suffered. But I didn't enjoy any of the environments last season, home games or away games. It was very difficult to just replicate that real matchday atmosphere. I was well aware, all the players were well aware how important every single game was, and each league game was truly a league game. But could I say it felt like one? No, because it didn't. It was awful, and I want the fans back immediately. Even now watching the Euros, seeing some fans back is amazing, but 40% of the stadium or 25% of the stadium, I still don't think it's not the same. It's sparse in the stands looking round, and I just think ourselves, the players, the fans, we all want to be back together, whether they're cheering us, having a go at us, whatever it may be. That's match day, that's what it's about. That's the real feeling of a match day. I think there's a lot of players that came into the league last year for the first time. They had their first loans from big clubs and stuff, and they got a lot of games under the belt, but I truly don't think they actually got any games under the belt, because playing in front of fans and playing in empty stadiums are two totally different things. But really, really excited for the fans to come back. We need it. Hope they're buzzing to be back. It's been a really tough year for them, as it has for all of us. And I hope they're really enthused to come back and looking forward to generating that match day atmosphere for us again.
And back to pre-season training on Monday. What's the feeling like ahead of the first few days of pre-season? Good to see the lads, but dreading the tests a little bit.
That's the part where I'm looking to utilise the coach aspect of the player coach role. So I'll start my playing when the pre-season games start, hopefully, and I'll be coaching when the rest of the lads are running. Be good to see the lads, mate. I'm really looking forward to that. Can't say I'm looking forward to the running, but I've been doing it for a lot of years now, and I know it is what it is. There's no successful seasons without a good pre-season, so we'll get in, we'll get it done. I won't enjoy any minute of it, I'll tell you that now, but I enjoy seeing everyone, and I'll enjoy when the balls come out and we start playing football again.
You just mentioned the Euros there as well. You've been watching every game, or as many as you can.
I have, mate, yeah, just taking in as many games as I can, watching our own fortunes, but I'm just a football lover anyway, so just watching teams, assessing teams, looking at new things, old things, and just enjoying watching competitive football games at the top level. We all enjoy it, don't we? I think Champions League and international tournaments, they're the peak of the football ladder and competition, and they're enjoyable to watch. So yeah, I've been taking them all in as much as my daughters will let me, really.